Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to get started on the G.I. Joe Classified series, Techno Viper. Now, we all know I love army building. I don't do it as extreme numbers as YouTube, so it's like 5, 7, 9, 12. That's just how I do it. I try not to do more than 12. That's because I like doing army builder photos, and that's a personal thing. But either way, we're going to get into the Intel Infantryman, which is out of a Techno Viper. These dudes do like the calculating, the mechanic stuff. Anything out in the field, they're like your jack of all trades with Techno Vipers. But I mean, it depends on their use and who's writing it. So obviously it's continuity wise, but I do love the way these guys look and how they function on the field. It's just a personal thing for me. So it looks really cool. Also, they have really cool helmets and they're in purple. So you run them out with like some Televipers and some Saw Vipers and you have a nice pink purple squad and you run the streets, you know, causing a ruckus. It's kind of like Alley Vipers being orange and blue. It's just one of those things that's just fun. Now, these guys have a slightly sturdier body. Like, I was having some tough time moving around their very stiff joints. I also chose 2 different backpack styles because I've seen it done 2 different ways, and I'll talk about that in a second. But articulation-wise, we still have some of the best that we can get with Joes. So even with our shoulder pads being indented into the arms, we can actually get really far up, getting close to a Y pose, right? So you can spread your wings and fly. I think we only lose a little bit of articulation here due to our collars on our Vipers. And I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try to pop it off. Hold on. No. So yeah, so we like lose a little bit of articulation due to it being a tighter, more tightly wound neck, right? I'm probably gonna mod one of mine just to see how much further range I can get, but it definitely does hinder a bit of that range. We still get our butterfly joints, which are very nice. We have a bunch of nice sculpting and tubing here. And then if you pop your hands out, let's see if we can get it to come out without any issue. There we go. We can actually take these off and you can see they'll have like their classic style to it. So I'm actually gonna leave one off because I want him to be like my little asymmetrical team leader. All right, let's pop this back in. And like I said, these guys' joints are very, very tight. So the arms and knee joints on these guys are really, really tough. But as you can see, they can fold in really well. We still have a very nice and deep ab crunch, as well as the older inverted ball joint for movement. We have drop downs. We can lift our legs up to 90 degrees. We have a thigh swivel. We have a boot swivel. And we have super generous ankle pivot that allows very beautiful movement and a crazy tight double joint at the knee. That means literally if you wanted to be like posing this guy super weirdly, you can do like the Shawn Michaels. You can hit the Shawn Michaels super pose. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's just cool that you can hit stuff like this with figures nowadays. It looks a little ugly, so let's rotate those joints around. But yeah, you can hit it to make it look more neat. We do have wrist joints that are horizontal, so keep that in mind. But yeah, can we do a rider kick? Yeah, we can do a rider kick. So yeah, Techno Vipers got it. They got it, man. They really do. So articulation wise, we actually get a lot of nice stuff. Even our accessories are very nice. So let's try to get that nice and show it off. I'm trying to do it all in one video, classic style with you guys, right? Let's try to hit it. So here we have our backpack, right? Now I've seen some people have the backpack turned around, right? So we can have our tanks like be static up forward. We have our radio at the top and we have our carry-ons at the bottom, but you see our handle will be at the bottom. Then I've seen some people carry it around this way where our tanks are at the bottom and gauges and nods at the bottom, handle at the top. And I've shown that here with these two. So I'm gonna back this guy up, right? So as I've seen, when you do it this way, you have a better way. Let's fit that back in. We have a better way with our nozzle fitting for posing, right? So when you do it this way, it does fit better for posing. But then if you do it this way, right, it actually looks a little better sitting on the back as it sits a little bit more flush, but it will obviously restrict posing, as you can see here. So you can't go too far because it'll break your nozzle where this positioned. So I would say pick and choose which one works for you, but probably is going to be this one for me because I want it to work for my posing. And then with our backpack, we have our attachments. So here's our wrench arm, right? And while these can be handled in hand, they can also be stored into the backpack. Here's a grapple hand, as we like to call it, the grabby hand. Grabby McGrabber. Then we have the hammer portion for tools. Like I said, Techno Vipers literally get technical and actually have like the tools. So they're really good mechanics and infantrymen, right? We have our tubing that you saw. Very flexible, very nice. I'm gonna try to do the double one, see what's up. We have our rifles here. I wanna see something. Maybe, I'm pretty sure you could put things at the edge of each one, like a tool here, but that would look crazy. Then you have your secondary, which will fit in your holster. Very nice. Last but not least, you'll get a hollow point for holograms to show up for schematics. And these will be able to put on our gauntlets on either side. You'll actually get a nice opening for them. That's why I like the little asymmetrical commander. But yeah. You fit on the left or the right gauntlet with no issue, right? And that counts all our accessories. So now we're gonna jump into the size comparison. This is the part where I gotta take a break so I can pull out things that we can use in our size comparison while also adding little Ichigos to the mix. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Later. All right, now let's begin. So let's start with some Cobra Ops. Here we are with a Televiper. I love this because the purple and blue really like help balance out the purple on black. So these two are usually coordinated in a team and usually seen on G.I. Joe covers together. So there's always that. Next up, I'm gonna use my man Firefly to break up that color variance for a second. I'm probably gonna have those two team up though, because I like the idea of Televipers and Techno Vipers. Then we have my main man Firefly, so you can see what you're getting into size-wise with these, right? And I like that technically, even though they share a lot of the same body parts, a mix of different body parts actually gets you a completely different build. And I love that about this line. So let's take these guys away. When we compare to a slightly larger Joe, sorry, not Joe, a Cobra operative, here's Big Boa, in case you want to see a big boy. I'm also going to do a Big Boa review, right? Then now we're going to compare to a Joe. Here we are with that Retro Duke. And then we're going to do a, actually equally important, here we are with a Valaverse Condor. And this is important for when you want to mix your lines. I know a lot of people like to do that. I'm one of them, so yeah. Oh no! They fell, y'all, they fell. See? I got ahead of myself trying to make them all look cool. Stay. That's right. Next up, who can we use? Oh, you know what? Smart move. Here we are with Destro from Mezco. So you can see how Destro can work well with these guys. Then we have a Mezco Ichigo, since he's Mezco as well. And his slightly larger head puts him above taller, but you can see body-wise, he's very close. Oh, when we want to mix other lines, here we are with a Mythic Legions. I call him Gork, the brown orc. So yeah. Then we have SH Figuarts. Here's Kamen Rider Agito. This is a Shunkocho Seiho, or as me and KJ like to call it, a Cinco Ocho. And they're a tad bit smaller. But again, mix your lines, you can have some fun. So yeah, there you have it. I think this about wraps it up. But I do want to say, been having a good time trying to find balance in real life stuff and reviewing, and it's been pretty good. And I hope to keep up with this balance of things. So again, I only have you guys to thank. So thank you so much. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.